Objective 5.2, number 2, letter D. We have the square root of 192 times x squared times y to the 5. And you're supposed to simplify as much as possible. Um, well, since everything underneath the square root is being multiplied, I can rewrite this as the square root of 192 times the square root of x squared times the square root of y to the 5. Now, I can also play around with my calculator to find out that 192 divided by 3 gives me 64. So I can rewrite 192 as 3 times 64, all of this under the square root, times the square root of x squared, times the square root of y to the 5. Now the reason I rewrote 192 as 3 times 64 is that I know that 64 is a perfect square. So I can rewrite this as 64 is just 8 squared. So this is just square root of 3 times the square root of 8 squared times the square root of x squared times the square root of of y to the 5. Now y to the 5 I can rewrite as y times y to the 4. We know that's true because according to the law of exponents, when you have the same base, the exponents get added, so 4 plus 1 is 5. So I can rewrite this as y, square root of y times the square root of y to the 4. And of course in front of it I have square root of x squared, square root of 8 squared times square root of 3. Now, this gives me the square root of 3 times square root of 8 squared is 8 times square root of x squared is x times the square root of y times the square root of y to the 4 is y squared. Now using the property of commutativity of multiplication, I can rearrange this so that this gives me 8x y squared square root of 3 times square root of y. And finally, because I can, I'm going to group the two square roots together. I mean, you can finish at this. If you wanted to, you can finish here. But just to make it nice, I'm going to rewrite this as 8x y squared, and then under the square root, 3y. Basically, I'm recombining these two square roots because I'm multiplying them. I can rewrite them as one big square root, and everything inside is multiplied. So at this point over here, I'm done simplifying.